Hello, everyone. Mike Mosquito and Maureen,
Nylin.
my wonderful co-host. We're here with a year-end recap for 2025 and welcoming you to 2026. It's been a great year out there for all of you. The buzz has been all over this country looking for those voices that are leaders, those voices that are looking to lift up those who are working with them in the healthcare community. But Maureen, this show is about what was good, bad, and ugly, and then what we're going to do in 2026, right?
I think so. I can't believe 2025 is almost coming to an end, Mike. Really, honestly, where did it go? It's been a full year and we've
It
had a great
vaporized.
year. I think personally, professionally, we have just had an amazing 2025.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe this year, it went a lot faster than people realized that it was when they started. Last year we kind of eased into that year. We knew that AI was a hot topic last year. This year it stepped on the gas, and then they eased off of it, right? And so now we're on to really looking for other things. And you and I found those nuggets through some of our shows we attended. And so this year kind of went fast because technology moved a lot faster around us. A lot of things move faster because of AI.
Yeah. Well, I think there was so much discussion that came about with AI over the last couple of years. And then it felt like this year was the reality check of AI. That's how it felt to me because there was so much potential. I think people were really hyping it up as we, started introducing the conversations around ChatGPT and all the ways for automation. And then it was like, okay, well, hold on now. If we really do this, how are we going to do it responsibly? How are we going to make sure that we put some guardrails on things? How are we making sure that the people that are in that LLM are actually representative of the people that we see every day? So I liked the fact that everybody pushed the brakes just ever so gently because, hey,
Mhm.
technology is great,
Right.
but technology for the sake of technology, that doesn't fit the bill for me anymore.
No, it doesn't. I think that 2025, I call it the year of the game changers, where we had those technologies that were forward thinking. They have definitely done some good. But then you had those change makers that said, hey, good here, bad there. As you said, pump the brakes ever so gently. And I think that's going to move into 2026. But that also moves into how do we fund those ideas, those advanced change makers and their ideas and initiatives in 2026. So the hottest healthcare business topics in 2025. Well, we already know that AI was one of those proven areas.
Yes.
We know that, again, cyber stayed at the top of the list.
Yeah.
We also knowing that nursing is always going to stay up there. Virtual nursing still at the top of the list.
Mm.
What have you seen come across your desk as a top game changer in 2025?
2025 was interesting because I really felt like it was the year of the clinician. For the first time, the clinicians really started to step forward and they introduced not just their technology, but also their voice to say, hey, this is working, or y'all, this is not working and never has worked. And I think that's led to some really powerful conversations. But, when we were getting prepped for the show, I started to chuckle, not because it was funny, but because it reminds me again that it all goes back to insurance. We've covered so many segments where we were talking about insurance. And of course, we've got Luigi Mangione that was in the news because his trial now is starting to pick up some steam. And I don't know all the details. I haven't really followed the specifics of it, but it introduced a really, I think, powerful conversation in regards to how satisfied we are with the payer model. And I think we're going to see more of those conversations come up, more thoughtful conversations. I hope that if nothing else, that we just continue to be very progressive and also thinking about the people that we're really entrusted to care for.
That's 100% correct. And I know that some of the key hot topics that you and I put on stage were folks that changed throughout the year. There was AI that moved into from pilot to production. So we actually saw it actually producing. It was just concept anymore. Boards demanded ROI. They want to see where the money is going to actually come
Right.
from when we put these technologies in. Um, Vendors no longer allowed to be vendors. You've got to be a partner now, and you've got to put up or shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really think several of our executives come on the show, come on stage with us, and they talked about that, how to become a better partner and provide true partnership. Speed of decision making has definitely increased, right? Technology's increased, the time for implementation has increased. Guess what? You got to make a decision. You can't sit on it. You can't have a board or executive committee sit on ideas forever, or you will lose market share. And then that executive burnout. We've been hearing that. Now it's starting to show up. And so, executive leadership and resiliency with the executive teams, that has become real, and it is truly a hot topic. So, I really think that, as we follow on behind these hot topics for automation, cybersecurity, virtual care, workforce reality, now it becomes, how do you fund all of that?
Yeah.
You've got to get louder about it. And that voice has to come across, whether you're an individual inside an organization, or if you're an executive leading an organization. How do I fund that? How do I get the private equity and margin pressure discipline to make sure that these topics are addressed?
Yeah. And I don't know the answers to all of those questions, Mike, but I can tell you that I would say 2025 was the year of the one big beautiful bill. So it introduced some really razor thin margins in an area where there wasn't really anything to give anyway. And now health systems are getting creative, and I applaud that. And at the same time, you listed how many different challenges that we've got there. All of those have a funding component. So, where are we taking it from? You can't just expect the dollars to just rain down from some. I mean, I would love that if it happened. Personally, I would love it if it happened, but that's just not realistic. So, we'll see what 2026 holds from a financial perspective, but it's not looking great right now.
It's not looking great. Well, it's not looking great because of one thing that a lot of people around us are talking about. My healthcare insurance is going to go up, and I have no way to get around it. And
Yeah.
so these are real topics for folks. You don't want politics to rule your everyday, but when it's driven to provide the structure of your everyday, there's no way for you to get around it. And I hate that, because healthcare is one of those rights that everyone deserves. I mean,
Mhm.
when we don't want every sick person showing up to an emergency room and getting a bill and defaulting on it, because then hospitals shut down. That's the fact of what we're facing in our country. So, I mean, lessons learned in 2025 that we need to adhere to and listen to, and I have listened to, and make sure we look forward to addressing in 2026. I think transparency wins trust. Got to
Yes.
be transparent in what's happening.
That
No
is
more sneak attacks. And
yeah, yeah, I would agree.
speed beats perfection. I think speed beats perfection is another one. If you're looking for,
You?
yeah,
Yeah,
I live
okay.
by that. Speed beats perfection every day. And most people try to reach perfection, they'll never get there.
Do you
So
have,
get
like,
it
a
out, get it used.
over under, though, that you go by in terms of speed,
I
perfection? Because I'm all
do, because
finish line, but have mercy, I might come in there all bloodied, Mike, and that's not gonna look so hot either.
but you're a nurse, so I know you know how to bandage those wounds up. I know you'll. So it really is about, how do we put these processes, procedures, and products into motion, and not wait for them to be perfect for your organization or every organization. Because the speed of getting them in means we're saving lives, we're addressing patients, we're addressing shortfalls. And culture eats transformation. So if you're going through this transformation journey, but you had a perfect culture, you start breaking it, you got to reevaluate, what are you doing, and can you hold on to that culture? Because the relationship between you as the employer and the employee down to the patient, that's going to matter as we move into this next 4 to 5 years of healthcare and funding healthcare and getting that patient's dollar into the healthcare system.
Yeah, it'll be
So I
interesting
think that, for
how
you,
No, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say it'll be interesting how AI really kind of shakes out in terms of being able to normalize some of those margins. I know there's a lot of hope with that, creating those efficiencies, maybe introducing some assistance with workforce shortages. And we haven't solved for that. I think that's still one of those major topics that we're going to continue to see real front and center in 2026 because the numbers are they're just not there.
I agree with you. I think the numbers are going to rear their head very early in the year as a monster, as a dragon, just scorching earth. And unfortunately, the world around us is already fragile enough. It's just going to start breaking everything around us. And I hate to be that Debbie Downer to start 2026, but in healthcare and in business, we've got to figure out, the negative connotation around the technology that's in front of us right now is that there will be less jobs, there's less care, that we can give you because you don't have funding. We don't have funding for it. And again, we're trying to squeeze a dollar out of a nickel, and
Yeah.
that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And so I think for us, as we talk about closing 2025, we need what are our big predictions for 2026? Well, here at the Buzz, we like to tell you that we've been on stage with some great minds and some great companies. Maureen, I'm gonna let you go. Ladies first. What is one of your big predictions for 2026?
Well, I don't necessarily have a great prediction, but something that I'm inspired by that I think is going to be a game changer for 2026. And shout out to Sarah Matt because she put together a very nice LinkedIn post today to help me to understand. Again, we've got some nice funding opportunities. I think the government has recognized that in order for us to have access to the latest and greatest technology that could be true game changers for not just urban areas, but those that are also in rural environments, we've got to have the infrastructure that allows these pieces of technology to run. And so just seeing those dollars actually allocated, I think that's really inspiring, Mike. And even just thinking of the telehealth parity and that there's that opportunity that those dollars are going to be protected so that patients can remain in their environment and still receive the care that they're entitled to receive. Those are just big, powerful movements in terms of where the government is looking, and I like to see that because at the end of the day, we just wanna take better care of one another, so let's make sure that we've got those things in place to do that.
I like that. And I like, again, right, having that funding there and actually having it executed, that's huge. I think for this, I have a top five that I said for 2026 that I think that we will look at. We'll keep a pulse on as we start having our show, our second season launched, and having a good time with that. I think one of my predictions is around AI will be audited like finance in the healthcare community. Yeah. So I think we're going to see AI audited like finance. You're going to see governance, risk, and compliance are going to be non-negotiable. No hospital wants to fall on the sword by paying large, large healthcare premiums because someone expired on their table due to AI. So I think we're going to have that governance noose tightened up in healthcare. Not all industries, because our show is not just about healthcare; it's about all industry and business. But in that sector, I think that prediction is going to come true. I think command centers become the nervous system. Command centers have been coming online for a lot of hospitals around the country. So clinical and operational and financial governance and convergence, they will come together. I think number three, vendors will be replaced by ecosystems. So if you're not a partner in an ecosystem that can work together, that can come together, you're going to be extricated. I think we're going to see more ecosystems come together in this next 2026 and beyond. My
Mhm.
fourth, media becomes influence. And so that's all.
What could we be talking about here, Mike?
What could we be talking about?
What you talk
Media becomes influence in business. And that's another big one. And I think that, as business changers and innovators ourselves, our duty is to bring that voice forward. And then number five, healthcare leaders will demand courage for you to be strong and own what you say and what you do. Faster action around these policies, procedures, and protections. And so that demand is because we're moving so fast and you can't have folks, well, the vendor said, or the partner said, you've got to own and demand the courage to say, I made a decision, and this is a decision because of these elements or facts or these truths that I stood on to make this decision. So I think that 2026 will be a year of execution. It'll be a year of the Buzz bringing a voice to a lot of places that folks, we've got a show coming for you this year. This show is going to be amazing, and we plan on having fun with it. But my little co-host here, she's been thinking and she's got some stuff for you as we get on the road here. We got our first show coming out the gate. Our first
No,
show
I know
uh,
2026
is
is
already on the books,
busy.
right? We've already been, yes, we're
I
already scheduled all
know.
the way. We've got something every quarter. We've got business every quarter this year. And that business is going to take us on the road to a lot of different places. We're going to be at Vibe to start the year. We'll be at HIMS. We're going to be at HPN. We've got both of their East Coast and West Coast events. We've got SOAR. We've got Chime. We've got our regional HIMS events have come online. So all of our regional HIMSS presidents that have invited us to be out there at MC and bring the media to you, we thank you. To our private executive roundtables, future care spaces, hey, we're bringing all of those executives together to have a good time this year. And to those that are looking to get on the show for a live podcast, yeah, this is your year. Maureen and I are looking forward to this show, stepping on the gas and bringing that very candid voice to you. But the other special event that's happening to kick off this year, Buzzed After Dark. Maureen, are they ready for that? Another Buzzed
No,
After Dark?
I don't know if I am. I don't know if any of us are, Mike. I think it will be fun. We are really excited about this launch and having these guests on because at the end of the day, it's the candid conversations. It's really the unstructured, unfiltered, real world. We all live this and just being relaxed and talking about things in a way that brings some life back into these hard deep discussions because so much of what we do, Mike, it's not necessarily all rainbows and unicorns, is it? It's
What is
budgets
that?
and disappointments and realities of things that we don't necessarily feel like that we can change. So I'm excited about Buzzed After Dark. I am really excited though to have the opportunity to take the stage again at HIMSS and do a live cast during their executive summit. That is going to be so fun. We've got CIOs, CFOs, CMIO. I think we're going to have some amazing guests. And again, it's just the variety of different perspectives that enriches the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
moves the needle in a way that if we just had on the same guests as everybody else, you know what? We'd be talking about the same things, but I like shaking it up. So between that and Buzzed After Dark, count me in.
We're on for the ride. That means if you see us in the place, something meaningful's happened. You might want to get on board. Because
Something's
that's what
happening.
we brought this. Something's happening. Sure. We've learned that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're having fun no matter what. That's for sure.
No matter what, we work hard enough, so we need to make sure we're having fun in this industry. Our doctors, our nurses, our providers, so that HIMSS this year, we've been asked to put the Buzz After Dark event on location. And so if you've been invited to that as a provider, know that it's intentional because we're celebrating you. It is going to be a wonderful time. I hope you get one of those golden tickets from one of the partners because those golden tickets are going to allow you to have the best fun you're going to have to start off that event. But again, Maureen and I are here to shake things up this year. The party's going to happen, but also the hard work's going to happen behind it. Work hard, play hard is what we live by. And so as we move into 2026, closing down this 30th day of the year, this 30th day of December of 2025, I think that at this point, we have moved through 364 days of excellence, of giving you the best media that we could this year. But we're planning on stepping on the gas next year.
Yeah.
My wonderful co-host, her big brain's been thinking, I've been thinking, and our partners have been thinking of how do we use an influence voice to change one? How do you see solutions and strategies? And how do we get those implemented to benefit the patient, our community, and the world around us? But
Yeah.
I think that most of all, we want to celebrate those that have been putting the hard work in to bring the topics to our show, that have been writing the books. Those of you that have written a book, that have been on our show, that have sent us your books, know that I just received a book. I just received a book the other day, Maureen. Yes, ma'am. You got yours, and I got mine.
Love it. But shout out to Dev Roy, Dr. Dev Roy at Nathan Littauer in upstate New York for this is a great book, Mike. It's heartwarming. It's sad, but it's
Yes.
heartwarming and it's a quick read. So I encourage everybody, if you're just looking to get connected back in between heartbeats and algorithms, I think that really says it all that it's about the people. That's what we're all here for.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Deveroy, thank you very much for sending that to us. We enjoyed having you on. Your segment's going to release real soon here. It's one of our shorts
Yeah.
from Chime 2025.
Yeah.
So, again, for all of you that have been on the show this year, we celebrate you. We thank you. We look forward to 2026 and having a wonderful time with you at conference, on our live stages, and on our podcast or our shorts. This is about bringing our voice to, alongside, and with you to this industry that needs your help and the patients that need you too. So we hope you have a wonderful and blessed happy New Year's Eve and a happy New Year. Maureen, I've enjoyed you. I always enjoy you. We always have a good time,
No,
but
I
I'm
know.
looking forward to next year.
Thank you, Mike, for your friendship over the last few years. Thank you for contributing to a great 2025 for me. Thank you to all of our listeners that enjoyed their time spending it with us. We've had great feedback. It means the world to us to hear that. And thank you to our sponsors that gave us the privilege of being able to spend time with all of you. So thank you.
And for those out there that'll be looking forward to 2026 and being alongside us, go to our website, thebuzzpodcast.net. You can find us online at your local streaming channels that you always frequent to get that best news and information that's happening in healthcare and the industry around you. But if we don't see you here at our New Year's Eve parties, we will see you online in 2026. And as always, keep buzzing.